welcome to the Small Talk podcast. I'm Mike Smallegan with Smallegan Real Estate, and today we have Darius Palmer, who is one of the newer agents on the team. Welcome to the podcast, Darius.
Thank you, Mike. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, how long have you been doing real estate?
Roughly almost 2 years.
Okay. And why did you get started? Why was real estate a career that you decided to kind of venture into?
I had interest in it, especially when I bought my house. Just going through different processes of the real estate. It's basically just the process of the real estate, and I found that it was very interesting. So it was something that I had been wanting to do since 2012.
Okay.
But just didn't have the time at that time to do it.
Sure.
I thought I didn't have the time.
Yeah.
Basically.
I wish I got into it a lot sooner than I actually did also. But you never, I was actually just talking to someone else about that. You can never play on the past. You got to just focus on what you can control. And who knows if you would have got into it when you first thought about it, it could have been a totally different experience for you. So things happen for a reason, for sure. So, yep. So you 2 years in real estate, and you purchased a home, and that was kind of your sign for you to do it yourself. How was that experience? You buying your home? It
was an experience. Just from the fact that back then my credit wasn't good. Mm-hmm. It was okay, but just dealing with the different things, getting stuff together, writing letters, and making sure I had everything on point. And the person that I worked with then, they were like, "You need to do this. You need to be the model for people that have to write letters because they may have credit issues or whatnot." Whenever they needed something, I was right there getting it to them. So it kind of interested me in that way. That
kind of gives you a perspective on it's not all butterflies and rainbows. Sometimes there's a little bit of trials and tribulations getting into your first home, and that experience gives you a unique experience to help other people. Right?
Yeah. Because I've been through it, and I know kind of what it takes, and if you stay on top of it, it's not as bad as people think. I think it's more when people don't when they wait and they ask you for something and you take days to do it, and whatever they asked me for at the time, I was okay. I got it. I'll get it.
Yeah,
in an hour or so.
Well, I know from personal experience, buying a home myself and also buying investment properties, I have a better understanding of what people are going through. Mm-hmm. Still haven't got to that point where I've sold any of my properties personally, but I've been through it enough to where I think I have a pretty good understanding of what they're going through. But the whole process is definitely stressful, and having that unique perspective is, I'm sure, important. So, what did you do before getting into real estate?
Well, I was supervisor for different companies, Gerber, Kellogg's, Carey, did supervisor work, and I also have my own tax business.
Okay.
So I started doing taxes. I was doing them when I was in the Army. But then I had a friend of mine that did them, and he asked me to come work with him, and I was like, no, I don't have time. And just one day I went down there and started working with him, and been doing them ever since.
Okay. And your friend just kind of got you into the taxes. Are you still working with him in the tax business? Or?
Nope, he's retired.
Okay.
He's retired, so.
Okay. Now, that's never been something I thought I would be good at. Do you really need to have a good handle on numbers, or is it more exciting than it appears?
I guess exciting if you like it.
Yeah.
Dealing with you have to deal with numbers and just knowing the laws and keeping yourself up to date on what's happening out there. And just being, same thing like with real estate, just being on top of everything. If someone asks you a question, knowing the answer.
Yep.
Or knowing how to get the answer. I shouldn't say knowing the answer, because there's things that I don't know, but I know where to go to get the answer.
Yeah, that's definitely important. So with taxes, there's continuing education. So are you doing a lot of that? Are you traveling for that?
Yep. I just came back from New Orleans.
Okay.
At an IRS convention, They do that yearly at different places where we get our continuing education credits, and just meeting, networking with people.
Yeah.
Meeting IRS agents, that can help you where you might have a problem during a tax year, and you may have asked that question or found out that question at one of the seminars.
That's interesting. That networking is important even in that business. So in real estate, there's definitely a ton of networking and education events, and one that I'm going to try to get as many people to the theme to go to is Family Reunion coming up in February. So that seems like kind of the same kind of idea. So education, super important, staying on top of trends, networking, getting to know other people in markets that we might have people moving to or from. Just staying on top of that. So, and you were in the Army before?
Yes, I was in the Army.
How many years did you do that?
4 years.
Okay. Thank you for your service. Was that always something that, like growing up, you were like, I want to be in the Army, or how did that happen?
No, it wasn't something that happened. So when I graduated high school, I went to college, went to Ferris, but I partied too much. So
yeah,
had to come home, working and just on a different path than where I'm at now. And just it was an Army recruiter that just kept talking to me, and he actually was getting on my nerves. And he's like, you should join the Army, you should join the Army. And I'm like, I'm not joining the Army. I'm going to finish college and, do whatever, but I'm not joining the Army. So I was actually working at a place and I got laid off, and I had just got an apartment, and so I'm like, what am I going to do now?
Sure.
He was right there. We can take you in the Army, you can do this. So ended up joining, and actually it was probably one of the better decisions I made in my life. The Army, I wasn't well disciplined. I was disciplined, but there was a lot of things that I should have been doing that I wasn't doing, and the Army just kind of helped me.
Almost forced you to do it, but for the good?
Yep, for the good.
Okay. So is any crazy stories you can share from your time in the Army, experiences that you had or places you visited?
I was in Germany for 2 years, but one of the experience that I'll never forget is being air assault. Air assault is rappelling out of helicopters. So I was stationed at Fort Campbell, and that's the air assault. They known for air assault. Fort Bragg is airborne jumping out of airplanes.
Okay.
Air assault, we rappel out of helicopters. So I was in the Black Hawk unit. So in order to be, I guess, recognized or respected in Fort Campbell, you have to have your air assault wings. So in this air assault school, and that was like it wasn't so much the schooling part of it. It was just the regiments we had to do. And the hardest thing I ever did in my life was the 12-mile road march with the 40-pound rucksack, boots. My shins are still messed up because of that.
Yeah,
but you have to do it in 3 hours.
Oh, man.
12 miles in 3 hours. So it was an experience. I made it 2 hours and 47 minutes. So
very close.
Yeah. So, but that was probably the hardest thing I ever done.
Okay. And now you've moved back. So you were from Grand Rapids originally. Where did you grow up?
Nope. I'm from Muskegon originally. I moved to Grand Rapids 13 years ago.
Okay.
My wife is from Grand Rapids. So.
Okay. What? So you're married. Mm-hmm. You have kids?
Yep.
Okay.
4 kids, 1 boy and 3 girls.
Nice. Okay. Excited probably that school's going again. And
yeah, my youngest is in her senior year of college. So
wow. Okay.
That's excited about that.
Nice.
She can get out of my pockets.
So, what are some of the things that you like to do in your off time now that you are a realtor and a tax accountant? Well,
I'm a diehard Lions fan, diehard Michigan fan.
Go Blue.
Yep, go Blue. Diehard Pistons, Tigers, pretty much anything Michigan.
Okay. So are you going to any games this year?
Yep, I'm going to the Lions opening game in their first game in Kansas City. They play the Chiefs, and then I'll go to their home opener. I haven't got any Michigan tickets yet, but one of my buddies, he'll probably have a game we all go to. So.
Okay, awesome. Going a few myself, so I'm excited for that. Michigan games anyway. I haven't been to a Lions game yet, so
this the year.
Now that they have Aiden Hutchinson, I kind of want to go. But so you've lived in Grand Rapids now the last 13 years. What are some things, like when somebody is coming to Grand Rapids to visit you or moving to Grand Rapids, that you say are must-dos or must-see for people that are visiting?
Well, you got to visit downtown. I love Grand Rapids downtown. It's not that it's like got the big city feel, but it's a smaller downtown.
Yeah.
So you got to go downtown. Just the different venues to eat at here.
What are some of your favorite restaurants?
I love Chop House.
Okay. It's a good place.
And it's the one place that my wife took me to. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Okay. Fair enough. It'll come to you.
Yeah. But they have a Wagyu steak that's like, it was the best steak I ever ate.
It's Chop House or this other place?
No, this other place.
Leo's?
And she just mentioned it the other day.
Never take you there again.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about some other events in the Grand Rapids area? Any festivals or things that you think people should check out?
Festivals, I don't really. Well, since I've been here, I used to go down to the food trucks when they had the food trucks down there. I do that, but I don't really go to a lot of festivals anymore. I used to go to them all the time in Muskegon, but I haven't really been to them.
So you're from Muskegon. What do you like about Muskegon?
I mean, I love Muskegon. Proud Big Red. Just growing up in Muskegon is smaller than Grand Rapids, and everybody pretty much knows everybody. And we just have a strong sense of pride about ourselves from Muskegon. We always, people look at us on the west side of the state, and we have to earn our respect. So, especially just like coming from Muskegon, smaller town, coming to Grand Rapids, it's a little different. So,
sure.
But we're known a lot for our football team. So,
you have a few good football teams in Muskegon, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Muskegon, the Big Reds are
Big
the
Reds,
best.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're the best.
So, now you've been doing real estate for 2 years, and you joined the team about 3 months ago?
Yeah, it's about 3 months.
How's that experience been?
Working with Mike, he's great. It's just teaching you the systems and how to maneuver in the real estate business, staying on top of things and making sure you meet your goals, doing calls, and just working within the team. The team is amazing. You always have somebody there. If you call on somebody, they're always willing to help. Even though we're all competing with each other, it's still a team that's willing to work together and help and do everything to benefit the team.
So what are some of the other benefits of being on the team that you take advantage of? So, I mean, we have great admin, of course, the team support. What are some of the things you're doing a ton with video and really doing a good job with that? How's that been?
Well, that's just, I was going to say that, but Jeremy, video guy, he's great. My first time I was really nervous about doing videos. I'm like, I hate myself on camera when I'm doing videos.
I was the same way, yeah.
When I'm doing live videos, and Jeremy just made it, I don't worry about it, help me out with a lot of stuff and made it easy. And now I enjoy doing it. I actually look forward to doing them because it, just gives you a different way to communicate with the people, people that don't know you as well.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to watch a video than read a large paragraph of text, I think. So
right.
Making it accessible for everyone, I think, is the big benefit of video. So glad you appreciate that. So what about some real estate stories? So you've now been doing it for 2 years. Is there any advice you would give to first-time home buyers or people just kind of getting started?
Yeah, just patience, especially in the market now, just being patient, don't rush to at the first thing you see. Just make sure you're doing everything that possible to make sure that's the home that you want to move into, because you're making an investment, the largest investment of your life.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you get something that you love, not just that you like because you feel like you're paying too much rent or you're doing this. But if you get a house that you don't like, you're going to wish that you were still renting. So just making sure you do your due diligence and have a good agent that's going to help you and make sure they're trying to find the things that you really want.
Yeah, that advice is great, and it really sounds like you're looking out for the clients first and not for yourself, which is what I appreciate and love about the people that we have on the team. We really understand that it's about the client finding the house. It's not about us getting a commission check, right? That'll come if we treat people good and do a good job, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, what other questions do you have, or what should have asked you that I didn't?
I don't know. I think you asked me everything. You didn't leave too much out there. Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
So you've now been a real estate agent for 2 years. What are some things that you wish you knew then that you know now? Just
better usage of CRMs.
Okay. Explain that to me.
I didn't know about, a lot of the CRMs. I mean, we do have Command here. I forgot. But I didn't know how to use it. And prior to me just kind of dedicating myself to real estate, I was working. So I didn't have a lot of time between work and doing taxes to really just focus on the systems that are in place. There are some good systems, but being able now to just get in and see actually how they all work has been a tremendous help for me.
So you say CRM. So how does that help your business?
It just gives you putting everything in order, having daily tasks that you need to complete, having a structure basically to keep you on task.
Okay. So CRM actually means client relationship management, right? So did you use anything similar to that in your previous careers?
I use them in my tax business.
Sure.
So, but other than that, not really. No, I didn't use any CRM.
Okay. Yeah, that car you have, that's nice looking.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you win awards with that?
I've won a couple of them.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So Metro Cruise, that's a big deal in the Grand Rapids area. Mm-hmm. Is that up and down 28th Street still?
Yep. Up and down.
So explain that. So how do you just drive up and down the street, or what's involved in a Metro Cruise?
Well, there's different places have different shows, like Berger. They have where you can. Their parking lot is full, and they have all the cars in there. They have different. You get awards for customized car, motors, different stuff that you've done to your car. And there's other places. I think Harvey Cadillac, they may have something. So it's different and different things that's going on all up and down 28th Street. And
sure.
Different venues, but. I just pretty much ride up and down. I went to Berger a couple years ago, but
So how'd you get into that?
Into
cars?
Just cars?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I bought my Grand Prix from a friend in Kentucky, and he was in Kentucky. He's here in Michigan now, and just been into it. I always been in cars, but I just didn't feel like buying one until I seen one that I really wanted to buy. Okay.
And do you do your own work on the cars, or is that okay?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's something I always thought with car guys. I thought they always do their own work.
Well, it's some.
Yeah.
Some that do it. I'm just not that one.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I when I was younger, my grandfather took the time to teach me how to change brakes and to change oil. I don't ever want to have to do that again. So I'm so glad that there's people that know how to do it a lot better than I do, and they do it for a career, and I get to support them in that way. And,
right.
stay in my lane for sure. Yeah. So, the Lions game in 2 weeks, that's exciting. And, how's your, real estate year shaping up?
It's starting to get better since I've been on the team. Got a few listings, got a listing going live, working on a couple more. Got a big one that I'm working on, but some things happened, so I'm just waiting on that.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you sharing a little bit about you and coming on the podcast. And I'm excited that we have somebody on the team that's a veteran that also understands the process of buying a house with challenging credit issues and working through that, because there is a way. And I think sometimes people kind of get caught up into if they are told no once or that it's not going to work, that's just the way it is, and that you found a way to challenge that and to make a way. So, and I'm positive you're going to be able to help other people do that too.
Yep. Thank you. So, appreciate being on here.
So thanks, Darius, and thanks for tuning in. How can somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to have a conversation with you about buying or selling real estate?
You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook is Darius Palmer, West Michigan Realtor. Instagram, just my name. TikTok, The Logical One. Or you can contact Smallegan Real Estate Team.
Cool. All right. We'll make sure to put your phone number in the video. And thanks a lot for meeting with us today.
All right.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.